So why do we accept this? No, seriously, think about it. We're in 2026, we are entrepreneurs, parents, professionals, yet we have collectively agreed that the normal life, in quotes, includes scheduled darkness. You can imagine. We've agreed that it's okay to pause a movie, to stop a business meeting, to wake up in a pool of sweat at 2 a.m. because the light went out. We call it epileptic power, as if it's a medical condition we have to live with. Today I want to challenge that, because the truth is, this power problem isn't an inconvenience anymore. It's a silent aggression draining your wealth. If you think you can't afford solar, I have some bad news for you. You are already paying for it. You are just paying for it in the most expensive and stressful way possible. How much is 1 liter? Of course, you know how the price is right now. So in this episode, we are doing a reality check. We are looking at the true hidden cost of power failure in Nigeria today. And we are waiting for the grid to improve. And we have been waiting for the grid to improve for over donkey years now, since I was a child. We are waiting for the grid to improve. Until now, we are still waiting. Can't we just realize that the grid is not meant to improve? Think about it. Also, waiting for the grid to improve may be one of the most expensive mistakes that you'll ever make. So let's talk about a typical Tuesday in Abuja or in Lagos or in Port Harcourt or wherever you are listening to this podcast from. So you get back home from work, you are tired, you just want to eat and sleep, but first you want to on the AC for about an hour and then sleep. Before you know, clink, the bulb goes dim, the neighborhood goes silent. For exactly 3 seconds, the symphony of generators begins. Different sound, different sound of generators. So you send your son or your child or anybody around, or your sibling or your security guard to the filling station with a yellow jerry can. These days is now blue. But wait, petrol is not 185 naira anymore. I can remember vividly how petrol was this price. Yes, and it's not even 600. I can remember last 2-3 years where petrol was around 200 exactly. But now we are looking at 1,300 to 1,400 per liter this month. You understand? So you spend 10,000 just to keep the light on for a few hours. But the real problem isn't just fuel. It's the relatable scenario we have all grown to hate. So what is it? The deep freezer panic. Opening the freezer and smelling that faint scent of decaying soup because the disco didn't give you light for 3 days. The grid. Our NEPA people don't join us. Number 2, the work from home trap. You're in a Zoom call with a client in London or New York and your laptop dies. Your router goes off and you lose contract because of you look unreliable. The health tax. Now the noise pollution that prevents deep sleep, and the fuel, carbon monoxide, that you and your kids are breathing every single night because you are still running on gym. We will become experts at managing. There is a saying in Nigeria that we adjust everything. That is why you hardly hear a protest in Nigeria. Again, even if fuel rises to 5,000, you can just hear a brief panic. Before you know, everybody has adjusted to it and then everything is normal. So we have become experts at managing things. You bought I passed my neighbor generator and then you upgraded to a big Meccano. And then we bought 200 AH batteries with pure sine wave inverters that only last for 2 hours. And the grid never stays long enough for you to charge them. We are treating a broken leg with a 8 band. We are using a first aid box to treat a broken leg, or using a first aid box to do a cesarean section. Will you allow me? your wife is pregnant, will you allow the doctor that has only first aid box to carry out the surgery when your wife is pregnant? You know that this is life and death and you don't want to take a chance. So that is how it is. So what is the reality check? Now let's see what people don't actually understand. This part people don't like to talk about because the numbers are really scary. Most people say solar is too expensive. I'll just keep my gen for now. But let's look at the cost long term. Let's say for example you spend 4,000 naira on fuel, and let's be honest, with today's price that barely buys you 3 liters, and that is 1,200 in a month. In 1 year you have spent 1.4 million on fuel alone. In 3 years that is 4.3 million on fuel alone, and that 4.3 million is gone, is burnt. It is smoke in the air. You don't have an asset to show for it. You still have your noisy generator that needs oil change every 2 weeks, a spark plug that needs replacement. But here is the hidden consequences that don't show up in your bank statement. Number 1, your equipment damage. Every time the grid trips or your generator fluctuates, your fridge compressor is screaming, your LCD TV is taking a hit. I remember in one place, the generator is so unstable that we have to on TV, on fan, on this, on that, so that we can stabilize the generator. Imagine what we are doing to our equipment. Number 2, the opportunity cost. This is a big one. How many hours a week do we spend thinking about power? Is the gen serviced? Is the fuel tank leaking? Do we have enough oil? All these things, this mental bandwidth you should be using to grow your business or spend time with your kid or just rest. You didn't need to think about generator. Number 3, the generator replacement cycle. A petrol generator used daily in Nigeria has a lifespan of 4 to 5 years before it becomes money pit. So every few years you are dropping another 400 to 800 on a new machine. You can see. So when you add it up, your fuels, your repairs, your replace appliances, your new generators, the cheap options is actually costing you a fortune. So how does solar actually address this? Now I'm not talking about some space age technology, I'm talking about a financial transition. Solar is especially preparing for 25 years of electricity today at today's price. Imagine if 5 years ago you could have logged in the price of petrol at 145 naira per litre for the next 2 decades. Just imagine the joy if, let's say, like 8 years ago, 10 years ago, you could actually lock in that petrol price, buy your 200 to 500 to 1,000 to 2,000 liters of petrol once, and then be using it. Now you'll be a star. You will not even use it again. Now you start selling it to make your profit, because it is almost 4 to 5 times to 6 to 7 times the price currently. So that is what solar is doing. You are locking energy price for like 15, 20, 25 years. Now how does it address the problem? The silence. You don't realize how much stress the hum of your generator adds to your life until it's gone. Automation. A good solar system doesn't ask for permission. Where the grid fails, your light don't even flicker. It immediately switches to light in split seconds. You will not even notice. Instead of going out to say, Bukola, go and start that gen, or you will now go and start drawing a gen, and then your shoulder will almost go out. You stop being a manager of power and you start being a consumer. Number 3 is predictability. How does solar solve the problem? Predictability. With the national grid collapsing twice is already this year, and fuel prices tied to global wars and dollar rates, solar is the only thing that can actually control. You understand? If there is an international war, geopolitics, Israel is fighting Iran, US is fighting Iran, Israel is fighting Palestine, Israel is fighting Hamas, Russia is fighting Ukraine. All those international wars that affect global oil superpowers, the Strait of Hormuz being closed. Nothing concerns you and Strait of Hormuz. Now let me give you a practical explanation. So you don't need power for you to rely on all this fluctuating power. A well-designed system like a 3 kV or 5 kVA lithium hybrid setup can actually handle your fridge, your fans, your light, and your home office. You stop the fuel drain immediately. The sun doesn't send you a NEPA bill. It doesn't care about the crude price. It does not care about Iran. It does not care about if Iran wants to charge vessels, ships, $2 million to pass the Strait of Hormuz. Solar solves all this problem for you. So before I go, I want to leave you with a mindset shift. Stop looking at solar as a luxury purchase, like a new car or a designer bag. Solar is a utility investment. If you can find 1.5 million or 3 million to buy a car that depreciates the moment you drive it out a lot, you can also find the investment for a system that earns you money, not by spending it. So what should you do to come into solar today? Number one, you need to audit your daily spending. You need to take down how much you are spending a day. For like 30 days, track every kobo you spend on fuel, generator, and oil and technical fees. Write it down. Then next is to check your vampire loads. Are you using old sufficient light bulbs or ancient fridge that sucks power? Switch to LED bulb and inverter technology appliances that can cut your solar equipment and cost by half. You understand? Then you can ask for a load assessment. Don't just buy 2 panels and 3 batteries from the market. Get a professional to tell you what you need. And here at Lysol Solar, that is what we do. You can tell us the appliances you want to power, and then let us know what next you want to power. You understand? So what's next now? Nigeria is changing. The days of cheap subsidized fuel are gone, and let me shock you, they are not coming back. The question isn't whether you will switch to solar. The question is, when are you going to switch and how much will you be paying? You understand? Now the third question is, how much will you be wasting before you finally switch to solar? Stay powered up, stay smart. So this episode is brought to you by Lysol Solar. We don't just sell panels, we sell peace of mind. If you are tired to carry gen to the mechanic or carrying your gallon to the filling station, visit us, our website lysol.com, and then request your assessment, or you can comment below what you need.